So I'm in a camera store. I came to test the Z9 and they don't have one. It came here for nothing. And then I saw a Z6 Mark II in the shelf and I was like, okay, we'll test that. My buddy's gonna test a Fuji. We go hook him up, go back, gone. Someone just bought it. So we have third option, test the Z6 original. I'm still curious. They have no battery for it. So what we do have right now, the 24mm G Master. I'm somewhat interested.
All I want is the perfect camera. All I want is the perfect camera.
So my buddy and I went to Henry's yesterday to test a bunch of different camera gears. I got a bunch of comparisons. Let's all go to Henry's tonight, after hours, after they close. Who will get in first? So I brought my Sony A7S III with the 20mm 1.8, hoping to test that against the Z9 with the 20 1.8, but a lot of plot twists happened this day. So the first comparison we have is Sony A7S III versus A7 IV. Same lens. What's the color science difference? Let's witness it. We're on the A7 IV now. You know what's funny? I'm looking through the focus breathing menu. Can't even use it on this lens anyway. So even if we got it in a firmware, I couldn't actually use it, but still I want it, and it better be in the next one. After seeing that side by side, I definitely see a difference. I'm not sure which I prefer. The A7 IV looks like more saturated. A7S III is like calmer, maybe more dynamic range. I can't really tell. I don't know. It's not worth switching to, like, oh, for the better color science. I don't know. They're both okay. I've switched them to airy colors anyway, so like I don't even know what real Sony colors look like anymore. Their Sony official LUT is so bad that they need to work on at least a new LUT to fake being having good color science. Yeah, fake being having. That's English. I want to see this focus map technology. Can I turn it on while recording? On. Oh wow, that is confusing. Interesting, it works with autofocus and you can see it. Wow, that is fugly. That is some fug, man. Holy cow. Does it help? Let me see. I'm blue. Oh, right here, I'm in. I'm focusing on you, I think. Nice. That blocky focus mode was as bad as it looks. Like you're thinking, wow, that's weird. It's even worse in person. It's just so distracting. There's all these colors on the screen. They're flashing. It's like red and blue in the distance. And whenever something's clear, it is clear briefly. And then it's just confusing and bad. Whoever came up with that needs to be slapped on the ass with a tennis racket. Because the grid pattern will leave a mark that you need to remind yourself of to what to never do again. Oh boy, I do have to back up a notch. That's way too blurry of a background. I see it. I immediately regret thinking of buying the Canon 24mm. It's a weird focal length. Probably can't even vlog with the thing. I was actually at Tony 2. That's some bullshit. We're now active staving for the best lighting you've ever witnessed. There is a light way over there though. It's a big softbox. Let's mosey our way on over there. Sony stave. It's bullshit. There's a guy. Okay. Is this the best lighting you've ever seen? I'm doubting it. Are you seeing the size of that thing? You probably can't judge how big that actually is, but that's a normal one. That's big. That thing is huge. And then like, what the hell are you gonna do with that? All right, the guy said he was gonna look for a Z6 battery. Stay tuned. Oh, let me just turn on the focus breathing comp. It's the A7S III, it's like their flagship, it's in here. Where is it? In the menu system. Oh, I forgot the firmware. Oh boy, the firmware doesn't appear to even exist. It breathes quite a bit. I'm buying the Canon lens. While we wait for the... Oh man. Oh, he's stupid. You know what's funny? I came here thinking I better get a good lighting scenario this time. Every time I go to a camera store, I'm testing things. I don't pay attention to that. I can't find one. Can't find it. I'm surrounded by lights. There's a ring light right there. All right, come on. I can do this. It is not working. Is this where the battery goes? That part? Yeah. And now we have what is known as too wide of a lens. Sony made a mistake. They went 14 mil instead of 16, and now we have this. You know what's funny? I did that. I mentioned this lens. I said it's too wide, don't get it. And I go back to a clip of me in the past, but I was also like on a 90-day juice fast, and I had lost so much weight. And they're like, wow, that lens really does distort your face. So does juice. So does juice. Still waiting on that battery. But perfect lighting was ours, as you saw. There's actually a light right here. I feel beautiful. It's one of these lantern lights. Christmas background. I like it. How come this one's so dim? Is that on? It's a flash. That makes sense. Why it's not firing.
Ooh, are we both in?
We are both beautiful.
It will never focus on me. It's racist Sony cameras.
Oh no. Come on. Oh wait, I have to turn black priority on in the menu.
Oh, there you go. Black
There,
priority.
okay.
There we go.
Oh. Still chooses me. That is racist.
I'm moving closer.
Oh
Are
boy.
you serious? Wow.
Now I also tested the Canon R3 and the Nikon Z6. I've never been more disappointed in a camera than the Nikon, but the R3, I did a little telephoto test. So I brought my 200 to 600 for Sony, I used the 100 to 500, and just wanted to see in general autofocus and stabilization, what would that be like? 4K 120p. I had my friend do strange things. He made the decisions. I didn't ask him to do any of this.
You and me forever. You and me forever. You and me forever. You and me forever.
I'm not sure what we learned from those tests, other than the Canon was kind of very shaky, but I was in mode 1. I don't know what the modes even mean, didn't have time to change them or test. So who knows, but for whatever movements I was doing, mode 1 sucked. Then the A7 IV in 4K 60 with that huge crop versus Sony's A7S III 4K 120 with hardly any crop. I don't know, they looked very similar. I wasn't seeing a huge deal-breaking flaw in any of them. I could see getting some wildlife, animal eye detect of the A7 IV, probably fantastic with this lens. If you're using the 200 to 600, it's like, oh no, my 600's cropped, zoom out. Oh, now we're not cropped anymore. I don't know, very similar. You could get by. If you were thinking of getting the R3 for vlogging, I think you could do worse. I think it's actually designed due to the lightweight nature of the magnesium alloy in the battery door. I think we're good to go here. 15 to 35. That would be your lens. It's got 3D pop. How's the stabe? Wow. We did a little 100 to 500 versus the 200 to 600. Oh my god, I broke my own tripod. That's a problem. I'm not good at this. So that's at 15. There's my friend. It tracked him. That was smooth, Canon. Not bad. Dual pixel autofocus. We're in C-Log. No way I can edit these files. That damn 10-bit. It's a deal-breaking flaw. I don't mind it. How does the standard look? No log. We were in C-Log 3, now just standard. Then you could do the R5 or something. We're just in 1080p. That's all you need. Don't pretend you need more. Okay, digital stabe confirmed. You would think this would be the ultimate thing. IBIS plus lens stabe plus digital. I bet it's not. Probably not even good. What the hell is that? A Sony?
It is a
oh,
Sony.
Disgusting.
Get out of my
colors.
shot.
Oh my god.
This is the best camera ever.
Oh
Next to
god.
Fuji.
God. 15 mil, fully extended, R3, very heavy. That music better not be giving me a copyright strike right now. You could zoom right in there. By the way, I went to go use the HD 240 frames per second and they haven't updated the firmware. So we cannot use that. And I'm devastated. I found the R3 to be pretty fantastic. I must say, C-Log. I had to make proxies to even edit the damn thing, but okay. I would not be willing to do that for every video, but the odd clip, at least it's a possible solution. The standard 8-bit looked pretty bad, but I'm sure I could have tweaked some lower contrast, lower sharpness. It would be somewhat usable, but are you gonna buy like a $8,000 camera to use 8-bit? Like, no. Oh, hey Nikon, how are you doing? That doesn't look right at all. Oh, I turned all the sharpening down, but something went haywire in those settings. That is not what I meant to do. Oh boy, okay, I'll be back. Is that better? Oh man, it looks so foggy. What the hell is happening? Nikon, I hate you already. We're on the 14 to 24. Looks like watercolor. Oh man, why Nikon? I was about to buy it. We're on the Z6 Mark I. I am mad. Now why is that even an option in a Nikon menu that you can lower the sharpness to turn on some hazy dream effect that's like skin smoothing beyond your worst smartphone nightmare? Like, what happened? Every camera I've ever seen, you lower sharpness all the way down and it's still a very normal image. Nikon just takes it to the extreme, so I don't know how much to lower it. Eventually I got it to, it looked somewhat normal, but this is why I need to take a camera home and try a bunch of stuff over several weeks and we get the real idea. But I've only ever tested Nikon in a store, in Henry's, both times. And I knew it was over sharpened nightmares. All right, last try, Nikon boy. That looks more normal. I'm not liking the color science. I'm not even liking it at all. Are we stable at least? I've got the little vlog hack thing mirror on the top because you refused to put a flippy screen in. Did he steal my A7S III? He thought about it. He used his better judgment to not do that. Best lighting on Earth? Right here. Was any of that stable? Now what happened to the autofocus? It lost my ass. There's a box. I suck at doing Nikon. I'll go home. How come it's not there? Okay.
That lens is very clean. that because nobody touches Nikon gear ever?
Oh, how dare you. Come on. Come on. Give them a chance. The reason I was tweaking the profiles was because I remember doing this and it was so over-sharpened in camera. That screen's really laggy. As I talk, it's lagging behind. This is the worst experience of my life, Nikon. I was debating you. No longer. And the weird color shifts. We're in standard profile. Natural window lighting. Never would I ever stoop to a Nikon. I love it. I love the color science. And the over-sharpening.
So what did we learn? My Sony A7S III cannot be beat. Why am I even searching for something that could try? That's disappointing. The Nikon system needs a serious update with a flippy screen. Will it ever happen? Do I even care? Barely. The Canon R6 Mark II sounds pretty nice, but 4K 60. X-T3 did that so many years ago. Where 4K 120 is the minimum from here on out. We're disappointed in it already. 4K 240p is what our goal is. Everybody. 480 frames per second in HD. When it comes to all the color science differences, there was hardly any difference between Canon, Sony, and Nikon. They're all basically, you can just grade them the same. Oh no, my skin's too red, lower redness. This, right now, never been more underexposed in my life. But I don't know what to even do about it. I want base ISO, and my 3.5mm lens is the only lens I have. 1/50th of a shutter, that's correct. This is correct. I could brighten the light, but that would hurt my face. So what I take away from all this, the image quality of each camera, fairly similar enough. Using the camera is what you might want to focus on. I'm just throwing that out there. I might take that back in a future episode. But using the Sony, pretty good. I found Canon autofocus with those telephotos was performing better, but my modes were off. I did not have face tracking on my Sony A7S III. I was in wildlife mode with just a box, and so that's why that sucked. I don't know. Every camera is amazing. It also sucks. There's no point to even buy anything unless from Henry's tonight. Thank you, Henry's, for letting us loiter in your store for way too many hours, and we enjoyed our time. And why didn't you have the Z9 in stock? I'll never know. And how dare that family for buying the Z6 Mark II, robbing us from a likely similar bullshit experiment. And thank you for participating and buying stuff like t-shirts in a Sony reptilian-like fashion. I'm going to go home. I'm already here, so it won't take long.